YouTube? Let's get it. Back with another vid, YouTube. It's your boy Big Gap. And today, we got a shop video, baby. We are sitting in front of the Losi 8XTE, baby. Let's get it. It's the newer version of the Losi 8 Truggy. I got this one used. I bought it from Deontay Heed. Appreciate you. Well, we did a trade. So I got it from today. We're gonna be installing the Hobby Star. Like I told y'all, man, I've got so many of the other electronics, man. So many Castle Creations and Tikins and Hobby Wings. I decided I wanted to go with something else different. So with that being said, I'm gonna pull this stuff out of the box, show y'all what it is, and then we're going to get into putting it in the truck, getting it all put in the truck. I gotta do some soldering, so I won't be able to finish the full job today, but I am gonna get everything mounted up in there and ready to go. So all I will have to do is solder it and bind it, and it'll be ready to rock and roll. As you can see, it has the backflip Forest, the backflip LPs on it. Pretty good tire, man. Well, great tire, man. It all around basher tire. I was gonna make this a all the way racer, but I have the older one and I love the way it raced, so I'll probably just keep that one as a racer and do this one as a basher. I do have another body coming for it, and let's rock out. So hold tight. I'm gonna get these get this car down off the table, get these this motor and ESC out, and we're gonna get rocking. Hold tight. Alrighty, we are back. So the other day I was looking on the Hobby Star site, and they had some new items, and I didn't know that they had these things. So I immediately went ahead and grabbed them. This whole combo was like $186. This same combo in Hobby Wing or Tikin would have been $3 something. Hobby Wing would have been close to $3. Castle, as you know, they would have been $3 something as well. Well, close to $3 as well. This is a 2050 kV, or 2250, I want to say. It is a 2250 kV, but this motor is censored. I didn't know they had this stuff. I didn't know that Hobby Star had censored motors and ESCs, but now I know, and they're great. They're priced great. So this is the 2250. This basically is a race setup. It looks exactly like a race setup. So let's get the motor out first. This is a 2250 kV, and it is it's brushless, and it has the solder on wires just like the race setups do, and it has the sensor wire, which I didn't know. Like I said, this is a 2250 4S 2S to 6S capable, and also comes with the sensor wire, as you can see there. Make sure there's nothing else in the box. Nope, don't need that. It's for truggies as well. It says truggies and monster trucks. 1/8 scale truggies and monster trucks. It's four pole. It is a 4274 can. All right. Next up, another one I did not know. They had 150 amp ESC. They also have 160 amp ESC that's also censored, which I didn't know. For the people who don't know, most of y'all know about censored and censorless. For the people who don't know, the sensor motors, they just run smoother. They don't have cogging at low speeds. You can put a bigger pinion on there. You don't have as much cogging when you first get on the throttle. So that's the difference between censored and sensorless. If you got a sensorless motor and you got to put a big pinion on there, when you go slow, it's gonna be cogging. This will cog a little bit because my Tikin doesn't cog. My Castle, it cogs a little bit because on a lot of those cars I'm running pinions that's really just a little too big, so it still cogs a little bit. Not bad, but here it is, man. This thing looks awesome. It is a 150 amp. See it say Pro, 150 amp Pro. It's basically a race ESC. It looks like a Hobby Wing. It looks kind of like the Hobby Wing XR8 Pro. It just doesn't have the solder on wires. It has the regular push down in there wires. but they may be soldered. I think they are soldered. I don't think those come out of there. They just got the they solder them for you. On the Hobby Wing one, you have the Hobby Wing and the Tekin one, you have to solder them yourself for the Pro Series. But there it is, man. The only thing I can say I dislike about this off the rip is this button. It's an old school button. It has just the on and off switch. It doesn't have the little button like the Hobby Wings do. But the Castles have the on and off switch as well. But there it is. It has the red, white, and blue. I looked through the manual a little bit earlier for the A, B, and C, because you know when you run a sensor, you have to plug them up exactly right, A, B, and C. And it says the blue is A, the yellow is B, and the orange is C. So there it is. It comes with a DIN connector on it. I will be changing this out to IC5. These have a lot of the bash motors, they have the same color code, and they have the end where you can just plug it in straight into this. But I will be cutting these and then just soldering them straight onto the motor like so. I'll be cutting them and just soldering them straight onto the motor because I don't have the ends, the bullet ends to go inside of that. So there it is, man. This thing looks good, man. Well built metal aluminum case. That's where your sensor wire goes right down there at the bottom. That's where your double side tape goes. Right there. So we're gonna get the truck up here. That's the motor and ESC there. We're gonna get the truck up. I'm gonna go ahead and get it in, give me an opinion on there. And the only thing left would be is to solder the EC5 on and solder the motor onto the motor wires. I want to fit it first. A lot of people would say, "When won't you go ahead and just solder it first?" I want to fit it first to see how far I need to cut these wires, or do I need to add on a little bit more and put a bullet connector in on them so they can fit. But yeah, we're gonna get it on here. We're gonna get it Loctited, get it ready to go. And the only thing I would have to do is just get the wires soldered on, and we go from there. So hold tight, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, he is done. Got my Sanwa receiver in there. I went with a 17-tooth pinion. My mesh is pretty banged up. I got my sensor wire on there. All I gotta do now is get the EC5 put on this, which I already have. I have to just get it soldered and my wire soldered. It's gonna look real neat when I finish. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I'm gonna have the blue right there. Then we're gonna come in with the B, which is the yellow right there, like so. Then we'll have the orange, which is the C right there, like so. So it'll be dressed up real nice. So that'll be your ending look right there. That'll be the look. I know my big old hand is in the way, but that'll be the look. And it'll have the EC5. I'm gonna shorten this up just a little bit. Probably it's about there, so I can, well, I might leave it so I can go long or short, but I don't want to go short and have the more bend up, the wires be bent up like that, but that'll be fine. But it'll look nice. It's gonna look nice when I'm finished with it. So I'm really thinking about putting a run video on this as well because of the video being so short. But I just don't know as of yet. But like I said, everything is in. We're good to go. We got everything Loctited, ready to go. All I got left is to solder the wires on, and then we're gonna get this thing its first run. So y'all hold tight. I'll be right back with you in a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. As you can see, I did the wires exactly like I said. The color coordinating, we got the the EC5 on there. I have my Sanwa receiver in here. All I have to do is bind to my Sanwa receiver. Then my Sanwa remote. So then we're gonna take it outside, get a quick test run of it. Not nothing long, not nothing hard. We're gonna get a 4S test just to test it out and make sure that it's running well. And then we're gonna end the video. I would take it on a long bash in the grass, or not a long bash, but just bash it through the yard. But we've been getting a whole lot of rain, so the grass is soaking wet, and I don't want to make tracks and then have to come in and clean the car up. So hold tight. We're gonna get it binded up. Then we're gonna take it outside for a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we calibrated the throttle. We made sure the steering was in the right direction. It's right, that's left, everything looks good. everything looks good. So next thing to do, get it outside. Hold tight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're out here in the street. I'm gonna tell y'all off the rip, you know me, I gotta keep it 100 on my reviews. So far, the ESC, I can tell it does not like high C rating batteries. My 120, I think they're 240C burst and 120C continuous. This system does not like them. I just put them in. I don't know whether it was the system, maybe it's some of the settings or what, but I put them in and they started, it would go fast for a second and then it would just slow down and it'll start going real slow. You would hear it say, "Eek," and it'll start going real slow. I don't know, like I said, whether it's my settings, but so far it does not like the China Hobby 120C batteries. Because once I put these 4S batteries in here, these 100C Spectrum batteries in here, it immediately start working right. And this is on 4S with a 17 tooth pinion. Oh, for the first time too, I'm also running my SandWall for the first time as well, so that's another good thing. Doing pretty good. A little bit slow on 4S. So I think on 6S it'll be right in this comfort zone with that 17 tooth pinion. I need to fix my trim. My trim is off. Back, let me see. There we go. Too far. Way too far. Turn it back down. There we go. Running good though, fellas. Running good. I think it's about to do it. It's making that sound that it was making with them 100C batteries. Pulling pretty good though. When I go from a hard stop though, it makes this funny little sound. See, it just did it again. See, it stopped. This is what it was doing earlier. So I don't know, fellas. Maybe, you know what, maybe my low voltage is cut up really high, because neither one of the batteries were all the way 100% charged. So maybe the low voltage is cut up high, but it did it again. That's what it did with the 120C burst batteries. So right now, I don't know what to say, man. I'm probably going to I'm gonna go back in here and see if I can look on the book. Maybe I can use a Hobby Wing program card on it and see if I can cut the low voltage cutoff up or something like that. So I'm gonna try that and then I'm gonna come back with y'all. But if that doesn't work, it's gonna be a product that I can't really recommend it. The motor is doing fine, but the ESC is a little iffy right now. It's a little iffy right now. So let me feel it. See, is it hot? I mean, it's warm, it's not hot. It shouldn't have been warm that quick, but it is warm. The motor is barely. But, all right, let me read up on it right quick and I'll be right back with y'all in a few seconds. All right, fellas, we're back. I charged up another battery. This time I charged it all the way up to C. This ESC doesn't have the beeps like the Hobby Wing. I read the instructions. I have to have the program card. So what I did was I went ahead and ordered the program card because I don't want to write this off just yet. So I went ahead and ordered the program card. But this is a brand new battery, so we're gonna drive it around a few minutes and see does it do the same thing. But it's struggling. I don't know what that sound is. I know my gear mesh is good. My gear mesh is to the T. Yep, my gear mesh is perfect, but it sounds like it's struggling. It does sound like it's struggling when I hit the throttle from slow. Like, yep, see, it just did it. It just went. Did it again. So I really don't know what that is. I don't know what that could be. But I'm definitely going to give Hobby Star a holler and see can they I have to email them, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of not cool when you have to email. You don't have a personal person that you can talk to. But for some reason it's struggling out. I'm not gonna write it off though. I'm not gonna say it's just trash, but see, that's full throttle right there. Why it's doing that, I have no clue. But like I said, I'm gonna get back in. I'm gonna email them. I order the program card, see if it, because even if it's low voltage cutoff, the low voltage is not, the highest one is like 3.5, and it's a freshly charged battery, so no way it's hitting 3.5 that quick. So it gotta be something else. So I don't know what to say, but like I said, I'm gonna get the program card, put that on there, see if that works. See if it's something in the settings that's wrong, because the drag brake is on too in the rear, and on the paperwork it's saying that it's not on at all. It's on 0 out of the box. See, but the drag brake is on in the rear. But yeah, we're gonna try it out. I calibrated the throttle 2, 3, 4 times. I don't know what else to say, but all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I took out the Sanwa just to try to see, was it a receiver issue, or because I've had I've had problems before with the receivers. So I said, you know what, let me change it, and just to see if it's the receiver. So now I have the Futaba on it, and about a 4.1 battery. See if it's gonna do it again. See, is it gonna cut the power? Sometimes, you know, how you doing? Certain stuff just don't jive together right. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it goes, man. What am I? I'm pulling to the left. Get it back over to the right, so. There we go. And it's not doing it this time. We're gonna keep going to see, is it gonna eventually do it? Oh, it just did it. It wasn't Futaba. It wasn't the receiver. It just did it again. And you can hear it say rip, and then it just goes out. So I don't know, maybe my wires are not soldered right. A guy at the job for me, he put the little shrink wrap on there. Those are pushed in good. These are in there pretty good. So I don't know, man. Did it again. So it's definitely not. What's going on with you, brother? It's definitely not Futaba. I mean, it's definitely not the receiver issue. So, alrighty, let's get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. As you can see, this is a new car up here. Well, it's not new, but it's not the car that I started out the video with. I started out the video with the Losi 8. The reason why you're seeing this car right now is because the next day I was going out to race the cars, and I didn't want to take that system out there, so you know, I have problems with that system out there. So what I did was I put another system into my Losi 8. And I went on ahead and ran that, and it ran so well that I didn't want to take it out and put the other system back in there. But I did inquire this Mugen. I just got this a few days ago, and so I put the system in this Mugen. As you can see, I did get the program card from Hobby Star. It came in a few days ago. I did get the program card from Hobby Star. But as I said on the video earlier, everything was set good. The drag brake was up when I go in reverse for some reason, so I took care of that. I did play around with the settings a little bit. I took the low voltage down to 3.2, but it was set at a 3.5. So that was not the problem why I kept losing power. It wasn't the receivers, as you saw that in the video as well. It was not the receivers, because I'm back on Sanwa in this one again. And now it's running fine. But let me tell you what I did do. As I was putting it in this car, well, first of all, we're gonna start with the problem that I'm thinking, the two problems that it could have been. It was either the sensor wire was giving me that problem, or I was overgeared. Because right now, what happened was when I hooked this back up, I forgot to put the sensor wire on there, and I dropped down to a 15-tooth pinion. Now it's working flawlessly. 4S, 6S. My first time I test run this, I didn't get it on video. I ripped the tires when I went on 6S. See right there, I ripped the tires. I went on 6S, that thing went down through there. I ripped the tires immediately. When I did it run, the run was fine on 4S, no problem. As soon as I put it on 6S, that happened. I ripped the tires. But I put it in this Mugen. I have no sensor wire, and I dropped down to a 15-tooth pinion. So it was either one of the two things. It was either the pinion was too high at 17 and it didn't like it, or the sensor wire, I was having some kind of jive, some problem with that sensor wire with that car, with why I was doing that. So right now with this 15-tooth pinion, it doesn't cog at all. If a little, just a little, it doesn't cog at all. It runs flawlessly. So I will not be putting that sensor wire back on to even check it to see. Now I will recommend this system. This system is awesome. I haven't really did a long bash on it, so I don't know about bashing. But as far as racing, this system is nice, especially for the beginner racers who don't want to spend an arm and a leg right out of the gate on a motor ESC setup. But for racing, this thing is legit. It's legit. It drives so smooth. It puts you in the mind, even like when it rolls, it puts you in the mind of running the XR8 Hobbywing Pro or the Tekin. It puts you in the mind of a lot of the top dogs. So I will say, at first I wasn't gonna recommend it. I definitely recommend this system now. It is awesome. It drives really well. Now, like I said, for a long, hard bashing, I haven't done that. You know what I'm saying? I probably would never do that with this car because this car is not made for that. It's more of a racer for me, for the neighborhood races. But as far as racing, what I like to do with the cars, this thing is legit. It's legit. But I do recommend, if you buy one, definitely go ahead and spend the $12. When you order this setup, spend the $12 and go ahead and order the program card as well. But that sums it up. I will be getting a decent bash. I am going to do a bash video. It's not going to be a hard bash, but I am going to do a bash video with this setup just so I can see some temperatures, see if the motor wants to overheat or anything like that. I'm going to change the tires up. I'm going to put some basher tires. I'm going to go with the 4S backflip LPs on here, and I'm going to do a long bash with this system and this car for the first time. So you will see a video coming soon. Not real soon, but you will see one coming soon. But like I said, I do recommend this system. It is awesome, and especially for that price that you pay for it. I can't remember exactly what I paid for it, but it wasn't that expensive. I think it might have been less than $200, a little, maybe a hair over $200. And for a sensor race setup, that is a good price. But there it is, man. Hobby Star in my Mugen. Appreciate y'all sticking around watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, dislike, whatever you like. YouTube. And man,